Okay, so first off, this video is not filmed the way that everybody else's Reading for 24 Hours video is filmed. And second, because of the way that it's filmed, it is the most chaotic thing in the world. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and let's go. Okay, hello guys, welcome back to another reading vlog. I'm very excited about today's video. I am going to be reading for 24 hours and seeing how many books I can finish in that time frame. I'm currently in the middle of a book that I've been waiting months to read. Look at her, she is perfect. I'm currently on page 102, so I'm only 100 pages in. I'm gonna finish this book with you guys. If you don't know, this is the third book in the Knock 'Em Out series by Lucy Score. I have the other two sitting on the bookshelf behind me right there. I love it. This is following Lucian and Sloane. Is it Lucian or Lucian? She calls him Lucifer, so in my head that means it's Lucian. But I've heard it pronounced the other way, so please don't come for me in the comments if I'm wrong. Anyway, this is their bad boy next door meets quiet nerd girl. I guess that's like their trope. But yeah, I'm just gonna keep the intro super short and sweet because I really want to read this book. I haven't really gotten into anything yet. Lucy Score's books, particularly these ones, are slow burns, so it takes a little bit of time to get to the drama, but I love a good slow burn, so no complaints here. I'm just gonna start the stopwatch and we'll see how far we get today. All right, I'm about an hour into my reading today and I have absolutely no words for how much I love this couple. Oh my God. I'm on page 160 and things are starting to get a little spicy. Not really, but we're getting there. If you guys haven't read this series before, this is the only couple that grew up together and Knock 'Em Out. So they've known each other their whole lives and nobody knows what the beef is. They won't talk about it with their friends, like their respective friends. No one knows. And this book is gonna reveal it. I'm flustered. I can't really think of anything right now because I just want to focus on getting back to reading. So I'm going to make an afternoon coffee and then check in about like another hour or so. So I just came inside because I was eaten alive by bugs for about 10 minutes straight and I restarted my watch. So there's that. I was at an hour and 10 minutes. I'm gonna keep reading, start over, and then try my best to add the hour and 10 minutes on. Here I am back in my unfinished office because I need a chair to support my back today. I read about 2 hours yesterday, so I'm not really on track, but it's fine. And then I switched over to the audiobook because I feel like that's gonna help. I listened to about 25 minutes this morning when I was doing chores and I think that's gonna make it go by much easier because I don't want to put this book down, but I also have things that I have to do, obviously. So that's what you guys saw this morning. I'm going to switch over to the text copy now because I don't need the audiobook. I'm gonna sit and read and listen to the little Lucian and Sloane playlist. Also, reading the audiobook, realized that his name is pronounced Lucian, which means I've been saying the wrong name for about 2.5 books now. So that's that. Love when audiobooks prove you wrong. Okay, I'm back on my couch. I feel like I'm in a new position every time I turn the camera on because I can't get comfortable for some reason. I am on page 254. I'm about to head into another flashback from Lucian's perspective, and I think this is where I'm gonna get into it, why the beef between them exists. And I'm so excited. I love them so much. Opposites attract freaking kills me. I don't know why, because it's so basic of a trope, but I love it. And I love Lucian and Sloane. And that's all I have for right now. Alright, I haven't given you guys a real update because I've been running around doing stuff all day and not reading, which is not the point, but that's life. I'm on page 327 and oh my god. I love everything about them. I love the backstory. It's very... I've definitely seen it done before, but I like the way that Lucy Score is doing it, and I love all the characters. I love everyone individually. It's like, I'm just so happy to be back in this series and back with all these characters. I feel like I know them all personally, which is so nerdy to say, but yeah, they're all great. I'm having a great time with this book. I still have 19 hours left. We have a lot to go, but that's all I have for right now. Okay, this is really quickly turning into a realistic, how many books can I read in 24 hours? I have a little under 17 hours left, and I'm on page 463, which means I have a little over 100 pages left in this book, and I am not going to do anything until I finish it. You guys know when you're reading a book and something is just wrong in the print? Hold on one second. This probably doesn't bother a lot of people, but it bothers me a lot. Sorry, that's like my red flag, but it caught me so off guard and it looks so wrong on the page. All right, it's the next day. I have had what feels like the longest day ever. I have 14 and a half hours left, probably about 2 books, except I have kind of a book hangover right now. I don't know what I want to read. And I don't want to go through my TBR list. I don't really want to go buy a new book either. So I think I'm gonna have Bennett look at my TBR cart and see if he wants to pick me a book to read this weekend. And hopefully he picks a good one. Okay, you have 2 options. Okay. You can pick one of these books, or you can go through my Goodreads. My TBR and my Goodreads. What does that mean? It's an app on your phone, and then you can pick a book from there, and I can get it on my Kindle.
But you'd have to buy that book?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you can pick from here.
Isn't this the Netflix show?
I think it's an Amazon Prime movie.
Oh, well, whatever. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but you're right.
I do like the wolf on this cover. What is this?
Kurt Vonnegut.
The Sirens of Titan, dude. Yeah. That's cool. Is that Greek mythology? Space Journey to Distant Worlds?
What do you think? Yay or nay?
I'd say yay. It's really small, though. It's only 300 pages. No, let's do this one.
You want me to read acotar?
What is acotar?
The abbreviation.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That's what you want me to read?
When 19-year-old huntress kills a wolf in the woods. Oh my. Immortal fairies. Why would they spell fairy F-A-E-R-I-E? Probably the English way to spell it. At least he's not a beast all the time. Yeah, do this one.
Alright, we're doing acotar.
I like this one.
Okay. Okay, good morning. I'm reading in my backyard because it's beautiful outside today. 13:01. That's not really focusing. I have about 13 hours left of this 24-hour challenge. I've read for about an hour this morning. I'm on page 58, chapter 7. We're still world building. This is my first like real fantasy book in a really long time. I used to read it a bunch when I was little and then I stopped. And Fourth Wing was my first fantasy book that I picked up after that little hiatus. And now we're on this one. I think it's gonna take a little bit for me to understand everything, but I like it. I mean, I just haven't gotten involved with anybody yet. I need to learn how to pronounce these characters' names as well. Feyre is her name. Okay, so that's actually how you pronounce it. Feyre's just chilling. She just made it across the border into the fairyland, and that's really all I know right now. It's giving Beauty and the Beast vibes so far. Yeah, I don't know. I'm very, very vague because I'm less than 100 pages in, but I'll check in a little bit, maybe in like an hour, maybe more. I don't know. All right, I am at the 11-hour, 39-minute mark. I'm on page 130 and I have no idea what's going on. I'm starting to understand a little bit more. I know that it's a fantasy series, so I'm assuming this first book is mostly just like build up and background information for the rest of the series. I'm not disinterested, I'm just very confused. And hopefully that gets better with time. Feyre is currently still trying to figure out how to get back home, if it's even possible for her to get back home. And I'm slowly being introduced to different creatures and different people and all that jazz. It's kind of where I'm at right now. The cliffhangers at the end of every chapter are definitely helping me push through. Like I said, I'm not bored, I'm just confused, and I keep having to like go back and reread certain chapters to try to understand it. So I needed to take a break from the camera to give myself some time to actually get into the book, because I feel like my last two check-ins were repetitive and nearly identical because it was all background information up until this point. And now I'm starting to understand it a little bit more and I love it. I'm at 10 hours and 10 minutes left. Took me to get to page 198 for me to get into this book. I feel like that could deter a lot of people. I don't hate slow burns. I kind of appreciate it because it, I don't know, builds the book more, obviously. But yeah, I'm at the part, hold on, we need the pronunciation guide again. These names look so simple, but I'm not getting caught in something where I mispronounce it and I just look like a clown, like when I did Lucian earlier in this video. It's literally Lucian, and there's another Lucian in this book. Full circle moment with that name. Okay, yeah, it's pronounced Tamlin. So yeah, they just finished this little, what is it, the fire ceremony? They just finished the Great Rite ceremony, and Feyre and Tamlin had their little moment in the hallway. That was the turning point for me, if I'm being completely honest. I still want to know who this mystery man is that she ran into at the cave. I'm hoping that I like him more. I'm kind of on the fence with Tamlin. I feel like I'm getting Stefan vibes from like the Vampire Diaries. That's kind of who he reminds me of. Anywho, that's my check-in for right now. We have 10 hours and 10 minutes left of this video. I feel like it's been going on forever because it has been, but that's life, you know? All right, we're at the 9:06 mark. The lighting in this room is atrocious. Oh my God, my blind. I'm on page 249. Hi. Someone wants attention. Hi. Yeah, you pouting? Yeah. Anyway, I've met everybody in the pronunciation guide so far. Mr. Mystery Man is, what's his face, Rhysand. Unfortunately, I feel like he was spoiled for me. I'm not gonna spoil it for you because this is a spoiler-free reading vlog, but that kind of sucks. I feel like I wanted a little bit more from him, but that's what happens when you start reading a series that's been blowing up on everyone's platform recently. But I'm really, really liking it so far. This is what I thought the book was going to be. I just needed to get through the world building and the introductions to everybody so far. Her writing is so brilliant. I feel like I'm Josh Hutcherson in that one scene in Bridge to Terabithia where Anna Sophia Robb is reading her paper and he's imagining her words. That's how she writes. It's so magnificent. But yeah, I am getting a little bit tired. I'm hitting like my girl slump, the 4:30, 5 o'clock girl slump where we just get tired for no reason during the day. So I need to do some meal prep to kind of distract myself from that, and then I'm gonna go back and read, and I'm gonna try my hardest to finish that book today, so then we only have one left to do tomorrow. Good morning. Excuse my tired voice. I literally just woke up. I cleared this timer last night. We're on 5.5 hours pretty much. I stayed up and finished the entirety of this book last night, and I'm so happy that I did, because oh my god. Once I got over the little like 250 page slump, it was just go straight to the finish line. It was so good. The last 100 pages, I was hooked to my seat. Oh my god. This is definitely one of the best books I've read all year, and I'm really excited to read the second one, but not in this video. We have 5 hours left, and I have not a full book cart, but I have books sitting in my book cart that we need to pick from, so let's go browse. Let's put this here for now, and now we have all these. First things first is probably figuring out what that would be in pages. So if I read a page a minute, that's 60 pages in an hour, 5 hours, 300 pages, we're up 330 pages. So this I don't want to read right after reading Acotar and being emotionally drained. This I will be reading this year, but it's not close enough to the movie release for me to want to read it. This is way over 330 pages. Don't want to read a romance, so we're kind of stuck here. These two I picked up from Barnes & Noble the other day. It's Magnolia Park's Everybody Knows This book series, and then Final Girls, which I picked up because of the little Stephen King message in the front. Do I want a thriller? Honestly, yeah, it's 339 pages, so this is a really good option. I look like a rat this morning. Crying in H Mart, I do want to read, but it's a memoir, and it's a really emotional memoir. I don't really want to be emotional right now. Let's look at this one. This is the one Bennett was going to pick. It's about the same page length. I actually don't know which one to pick, so I'm going to put these on my Instagram story and have you guys pick, and then come back in about an hour, and whichever one's in the lead in an hour from now, I'll start. Okay, my hair is still a little damp from my shower, but I think I'm gonna be okay. A couple hours have passed. I'm going to check in and see what you guys voted for. And of course it's 50-50, because why wouldn't it be? So how are we gonna do this? I think I'm just gonna ask SIRI to pick a number between 1 and 10, and this one will be odds and this one will be evens. Hey Siri, pick a number between 1 and 10. She picked 4, which means this one. Okay, welcome back to the final day of my reading for 24 hours video that is not condensed in 24 hours. I've lost track of how many days I've been doing this. I am committed to finishing the video though, so that's that. I'm on page 86 of Sirens of Titan, and I love it, of course. I knew that this book was not going to disappoint. You know, for 70 to 100 pages of a book is a lot of world building, so that's kind of what's going on right now. I'm getting introduced to I think they're in the year 10 million AD or something like that, and there's a bunch going on. I will check in maybe in the next 100 pages or so. We'll see what happens. Okay, I'm at 2 hours and 54 minutes. It's a little bit later. I'm on page 124. We kind of like shifted settings at this point. So I'm currently on Mars, watching all of these people become Martians, essentially. I really like the juxtaposition going on right now between the people who have the authority to send people to Mars and the people that are willing to go. I think that's really interesting. But what's scaring me the most is how they're training people to become Martians. Okay, good morning. I did not finish reading yesterday like I wanted to. I just got really involved in American Horror Story. Life happens, you know. But I'm up early this morning, haven't even gotten ready for the day yet. I'm going to make my coffee. I'm still at like an hour and 6 minutes on my timer because I didn't read anything yesterday. So I'm gonna knock that out this morning and then get ready for the day and then actually sit down and finish the video and talk about all the books I read. What an evil man. Oh my god. My camera just died, so I had to switch out the battery, but I finally finished that book, and the last last two chapters were very painful. I'm really sad. Let's put this over here and we're done. Okay, I know that I'm filming in front of a blank wall. We're still finalizing some things for the house. It is what it is. I'm gonna put a tapestry behind me eventually, but this is what we're working with today. I have the 3 books that I read in 24 hours with me. I know that I didn't actually read it in 24 consecutive hours. Reading for 24 hours straight is kind of a hard thing to do, so I did the more realistic way, I guess. You guys obviously saw how I did it. I just wanted to see how many books I could read in a 24-hour period, and this is what we have. I'm gonna stop rambling now and just get into the books. First book was Things We Left Behind by Lucy Score. I originally gave this 5 stars on my Instagram stories, but after sitting and thinking about it a little bit, I'm gonna give it a 4.25 stars. I thought I was gonna like this book the most, but it ended up being my least favorite out of all 3, which is really disappointing. This book follows Lucian and Sloane. They're the final couple in the knock 'em out little friend group, bad boy, good girl next door trope, which I love personally. If you're not familiar with the Knock 'em Out series, it's a 3-book series. They all take place in a small town in Virginia, and each book follows a different couple. There's not really much to say about this one because it's your classic knock 'em out small town romance slow burn. It's very similar to the other 2. I didn't dislike the book necessarily. Of course, there were things that I loved. I think I just had it hyped up too much in my head, especially after reading Things We Hide from the Light. I was just ready to go into this one, and I wanted a little bit more out of it. It just felt like a carbon copy of the other 2. It's still a very addicting series. I was really sad to finish it because I love each and every one of the characters, and I wish that I lived in this town. I just wish that I got a little bit more out of Lucian and Sloane because this book was hyped up for so long. Okay, I finally jumped on the bandwagon and started acotar. I had no choice but to give this book 5 stars. This is the first book in the series, so I was a little bit confused during the first half because there was a lot of world building going on. But once I was able to put everything together and had a bit more background knowledge, I could not put this book down. Feyre is the main character, and she accidentally kills a fairy. Not like Tinkerbell, like a creature. And her punishment is basically to spend the rest of eternity in the fairy realm. I'm really watering it down because that's really all I can say without giving away spoilers, I feel like, because this is a spoiler-free review. But I can say that there were multiple times where I was just absolutely glued to the page and I needed to know what was going to happen next, or I couldn't go to sleep. Before I could do anything else, I needed to know what was going on or get to the end of the chapter. This book was so good, and I'm so excited to start the second one and read that one with you guys because I've heard it's even better than this one. I'm just so excited. Last but not least, I read The Sirens of Titan by Kurt Vonnegut. I obviously just finished this one this morning. The ending was heartbreaking but simultaneously perfect. I would not have wanted it any other way. Cat's Cradle was my first Kurt Vonnegut book, and I gave that one a 6 stars, so I feel like it's only right to give this one 6 stars. I just looked up how to pronounce the main character's name, and I've been saying it wrong the whole time. Anywho, this book is set in the future and it follows a man named Malachi. He is the richest man in the universe and he definitely acts like it. Malachi meets a man named Winston who is this like prophetic space traveler who also runs a space program on Mars. It's so weird trying to describe Kurt Vonnegut books out loud. Basically, Malachi tries to avoid his fate, and that's where everything else comes in. Don't hate me if you guessed the plot twist. It completely went over my head until I read it on paper and it slapped me in the face. This book also focuses on the meaning and the purpose of life and repetition theory. Basically, every philosophical topic that I enjoy discussing and reading about. I definitely understand why this is one of his best books. For me personally, I feel like his writing is not intimidating. I feel like it's very easy to understand and I feel like it's written that way for a reason. That's just my opinion. I love this book and I honestly want everybody to read it. Okay guys, those were all 3 books that I read. I know that this isn't how everybody else does reading for 24 hours, so please don't come for me. It's just a fun video. I'm gonna keep the outro short and sweet because I feel like this video is really long already. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you and all of your support. Please make sure to like and subscribe and do all that fun YouTube stuff that I'm supposed to tell you to do, and I will see you guys in the next video. Okay, bye.